Krishna Om Namo transcendental diary and Bhagavatam. Chaitanya Chitana. So, bringing his short but potent speech to a close, he emphasized the local government responsibility to utilize the vast wealth of Balaji for the proper purpose. People are suffering for want of God consciousness, so everything should be spent for spreading God consciousness all over the world. At least people are contributing to Balaji, so whatever Balaji's property is there, that should be utilized for Balaji's mission. The Balaji's mission is stated in the Bhagavad Gita, Yaidam Paranam Guyam Matpakteshu Abidasyati Nachatasman Manusheshu Kashin Me Priya Krittamaha. This Idam Guhyam, this confidential knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, should be spread all over the world. People are suffering, and that is the mission of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we are reading from chapter 10 of Adi Lila, verse 36. Narayana Pandita Eka Badai Udara Chaitanya Charana Vinu Nahi Jane Hara Narayana Pandita Eka Badai Udara Chaitanya Charana Vinu Nahi Jane Hara Narayana Pandita Badai Udara Chaitanya Charana Vinu Nahi Jane Hara Narayana Pandita Badai Udara Chaitanya Charana Vinu Nahi Jane Hara
Narayana Pandita Badai Udara Chaitanya Charana Vinu Nahi Jane Hara Narayan Pandita Ekavadi Udara Chaitanya Charana Vinu Nahi Jane Hara
Narayana Pandita Ekavadi Udara
Narayana Pandita Ekavadi Udara
Chaitanya Charana Vinu Nahi Jane Hara
Chaitanya Charana Vinu Nahi Jane Hara
Narayana Pandita Ekavadi Udara
Narayana Pandita Ekavadi Udara
Chaitanya Charana Vinu Nahi Jane Hara
Chaitanya Charana Vinu Nahi Jane Hara
Narayana Pandita.
Narayana Pandita
Of the name Narayan Pandit.
of the name Narayan Pandit
Eka one Badai very much Udara liberal Chaitanya Charana. The lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya. Vinu except Nahi not Jane no Ara anything else. Chaitanya Charitamrita, chapter Adi Lila, chapter 10, text 36. Translation. Narayana Pandit, the 14th branch, a great and liberal devotee, did not know any shelter but Lord Chaitanya's lotus feet. Purport. Narayan Pandit was one of the associates of Srivas Thakur. It is mentioned in Chaitanya Bhagavata, 9th chapter, verse 93, that he went to see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at Jagannath Puri with Srivas Thakur's brother, Sri Rama Pandita. Text 37. Shriman Pandita Shaka Prabhura Nija Britya Devti Bhare Nayabe Prabhu Kare Nritya. Translation. The 15th branch was Shriman Pandit, who was a constant servitor of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He used to carry a torch while the Lord danced. Purport. Shriman Pandit was among the companions of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu when the Lord performed Sankirtan. When Lord Chaitanya dressed himself in the form of the goddess Lakshmi and danced in the streets of Navadvip, Shriman Pandit carried a torch to light the way. Text 38. Shuklambara Brahmachari Bada Bhagyavan Yandra Anna Magikadi Kaila Bhagavan. Translation. The 16th branch, Shuklambara Brahmachari, was very fortunate because Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu jokingly or seriously begged food from him or sometimes snatched it from him forcibly and ate it. Purport. It is stated that Shuklambara Brahmachari, an inhabitant of Navadvip, was Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's first companion in the Sankirtan movement. When Lord Chaitanya returned from Gaya after initiation, he stayed with Shuklambara Brahmachari because he wanted to hear from this devotee about the pastimes of Lord Krishna. Shuklambara Brahmachari collected alms of rice from the inhabitants of Navadvip, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took pleasure in eating the rice that he cooked. It is said that Shuklambara Brahmachari was one of the wives of the Yagic Brahmanas. During the time of Lord Krishna's pastimes in Vrindavan, Lord Krishna begged foodstuffs from the wives of the Yagic Brahmanas, and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu performed a similar pastime by begging rice from Shuklambara Brahmachari. Just noticed. Maybe we'll call it later. Can you please close the window so the cold will be softened? So we see that sometimes the pastimes from one age are somehow manifested in another lila and with another appearance of the Lord or another incarnation. But there is similarities in the pastimes, like here. So in the pastime of Lord Krishna being hungry and wanted to eat something, then the wives of the Yagic Brahmanas showed greater devotion to him than the Brahmanas themselves. But now here we don't see this, that there is somebody who is not giving the Lord food. So Shuklambara Brahmachari was one of the wives of the Yagic Brahmanas. So like this, when you feel love for someone, you feel like you want to feed them. You want to make them, not hungry and like feed them and take care of their body. So this soul this devotee, this soul, had the desire to feed the Lord as a wife of a Brahmana, but now appeared as a brahmachari, and again had the same desire to feed the Lord, feed the Lord. It's a bit like, for example, a mother has a natural desire to feed a child, always. Even she doesn't care if she is hungry, but her main concern is to feed the child. So we have heard from Srila Prabhupada's teachings, I think this is in Krishna book, that if we attain a certain level, or if we advance nicely in this lifetime, then in next life we are born in the universe where Krishna has his pastimes for the final training, so that we learn how to be unalloyed servant of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So many living entities are aspiring to enter these pastimes, like in the Bhava Vrindavan, or Vrindavan manifested in the material world on the planet Earth or some other planets. So we see that our whole life is actually about training how to be servant, as opposed to being an enjoyer and a controller in the material world. So we accept that this training from the acharyas, from the spiritual masters and their representatives, and we want to learn how to please Krishna by every breath we take and by every activity we do. The training is in learning how to please the senses of the Lord, except, as opposed to satisfying our own senses. And we see that Bhakti Yoga is a magical process. It turns iron into gold. There is this book from Paulo Coelho, Alchemist. I haven't really read it, but this principle of alchemy is also in the scriptures. Like it is said, when you get initiation, also you experience transformation. So people today speak a lot about personal transformation, and Shastra is full of stories of personal transformation, like the story of Avanti Brahmana that we are discussing every Monday. Is a story of a personal transformation of one person. In Chaitanya Charitamrita also we see personal transformation of Jagai and Madai, how they became actually devotees, serious devotees, from being rascals and criminals. This is a huge gap to bridge, from being a criminal to being a saintly person. That's a huge thing. In the modern day, we see also devotees who were criminals. People who were criminals become serious devotees and preachers of Krishna consciousness. Like one devotee, he was a drug dealer, very successful. But then he became a book dealer, very successful. I know two devotees who were drug dealers, very successful drug dealers. But now they are successful in preaching and in distributing Srila Prabhupada's books. So the process of Bhakti Yoga is magic. It turns punks into monks and hippies into happies. So people think magic is if you can walk on water or you can go through the keyhole or if you can, I don't know, swallow fire, people think, wow, that's so amazing. Or if you can stand on a, on a stick or something, balance, or on a wire. So people think this is fascinating, but actually the most difficult thing, and the thing that is most fascinating, is when people change their character. From a rascal to a devoted to a saintly person, from a criminal to a saintly person. That's the most difficult thing. This is the most difficult thing. And this is happening in our lives. I mean, what we were before, better we don't speak about it. What we were doing, and now we are trying to be a representative of God. This is the highest position, I mean, that you can have anywhere. Practically, Krishna is giving us opportunity to be like Narada Muni. We were traveling before, looking for sense gratification everywhere, maybe hitchhiking or some other way, and looking for romance or looking for some adventure. And now we're traveling, trying to give people Krishna, people who don't want it, but to give people Krishna consciousness. So that's also like a miracle, how to convince someone to take something they don't want. This is real sales skills, and real marketing skills is to accomplish that. So now, what is the important part of our training in the material world? I think the most important part of our training is pain. And what is pain? Nobody likes pain and nobody likes suffering, but pain is actually a great blessing. And it's not that if you think that the pain is blessing that you become a masochist. No, pain is blessing because it is, in one sense we can say, let me see how I wrote it. Pain is a message from God. Pain is a message from God. He is giving you a message. He is inviting you to come to Him and to be with Him, and showing you that you cannot be happy independently in the material world. Basically, this is a loving message, isn't it? It's a loving message. Somebody who loves you and whom you have left wants you to come back to Him so that you will continue your loving relationship. So whole Chaitanya Charitamrita is about actually this point of love of God. And one thing that we're learning from Shikshashtaka, like Shikshashtaka prayers, is the last chapter in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. So that means it's a pinnacle. It's like top. So it's chapter 20 of Antya Lila, and it's called Shikshashtaka prayers. And there is this description of Radharani's mood of service. And in the last verse, pain is mentioned. Ashlishava padaratam pinashtunam adarshanam barmachatam karotuva yatatata vadvidadatu lampato mat prananatastu seva napraha. Pain is mentioned in the last verse of the last chapter of the last book. So pain is so important, but we hate pain. We hate pain. But pain actually is the best guru. The pain is the best guru. Because pain is always reminding us that we don't belong here and that something is wrong. Sachinanda Swami sometimes put background music in his class. He speaks. So he speaks like poetry between songs. He has his Tampura, which is little box. He plays Tampura. It's very nice. And candles, very nice atmosphere. So one problem about pain is that we resist it. We just think it's not fair, and we ask, why should I go through this? So this is wrong. I think one should understand the purpose of pain and should not resist it. Just accept it. Anyway, whatever I have to go through. There is one devotee, I think it's in Padyavali or some of the books of Acharyas. He has a very bold prayer. And one who can offer this bold prayer, he is a bold devotee. So what is this prayer? Mighty Lord, please do anything you think is necessary for me to become purified. That's a bold prayer. And sometimes devotees tell me, oh, I was praying for Krishna, to purify me, and now I have so much trouble. Now I have so much trouble. I mean, I had peaceful life, and before even I was a better person, but now I feel like I'm like a demon. So many things coming out, anger, hatred, lust, and my life is worse now. As when I started to pray these bold prayers, started to pray for purification, I started to pray, Mighty Lord, please show me what I need to change. My God, now it's becoming hellish, my whole life, because because now I don't know what is Lord doing, but I'm just in trouble all the time. Always pressure, and I feel like I'm on this hellish training of US Marines, and they say that the only easy day was yesterday, and yesterday was hell. Yesterday was almost unbearable, but they say, oh, that was easy day. So that was an easy day. So that means that the harder day is coming. So now you may say, okay, what's next? What's next? And there is one teacher, success teacher, who was saying, I mean, I think he took it from some Christians, like, they pray, Mighty Lord, don't you have faith in me? Why don't you give me some challenges and some trouble? So, I mean, this man is a pious person. He speaks about God in his teachings openly, which is, business consultants, they are afraid to speak about God in their teaching. But he's one of the most famous success teachers, and he teaches about management, about leadership. So he is called Chief Spiritual Officer in his company, CSO, Chief Spiritual Officer. So what happened to him? He's rich. He has a house in California, and his whole house burned. Sometimes there is fires in California. In these, like places that look like heaven, there is sometimes heavy reactions because there are more simple there, like Hawaii or Bahamas. So they get heavy, like hurricanes or fires. And his whole house burned. And his reaction was amazing. I could see that he has faith. He has faith. He didn't complain, he didn't blame God, he didn't ask why me. He just, do what he can do, repair or whatever. I think he had money in the bank, he could repair something. But you should be careful what you pray for. When you pray for purification, when you pray for, tests, when you pray for challenges, even if you don't pray, they will come. Today the connection is disconnected. My iPhone doesn't like these heavy glasses. So I don't want to record it. And so resisting the destiny, resisting the fate, make it worse. Make it worse. And yesterday, one devotee asked me, "Can you ask your astrologer to make, to answer my questions? I have questions about why my life is so hard, and why I cannot be happy in family life, in marriage, and I have so many problems, and my family members torture me. So, was I such a bad guy in my past life? I want to find out." So sometimes it's good to have a very good Jyotish reading, and then you understand. One great lesson from Jyotish is that you understand you are not an angel. You were not an angel. Maybe now you are a little bit like an angel, but you were not an angel before. And you understand that you are actually getting less than you deserve, less trouble. And sometimes Jyotish says, "Well, you were such a rascal that God got angry at you, and now this life He will make sure you will not enjoy." That is a great lesson. That means He didn't give up on you. He's going to put pressure on you to get purified. But who likes this? Who likes this? So therefore, we have to decide what is our personal mission. What do we want to do? What do we want to be? What do we want to have? And become very serious about Krishna consciousness. One young devotee told me that I don't like decisions, to make decisions. That's very hard for me. And I said, well, there's only two decisions every day. You can choose Krishna or Maya. And every minute of the day you have to make this decision. So making decisions means demonstrating our free will and showing Krishna that we are serious. The way we make decisions shows Krishna if we are serious about our spiritual advancement and purification. Every moment of the day, when we are with others or when we are alone. So everything is explained in the scriptures, what kind of attitude we should have, and then we need to read the scriptures to understand how to deal with life, how to deal with our mind, how to deal with other people, and how to see God behind everything that happens to us. Success teachers say that clarity is 80% of success. So if you don't know what you want, even God cannot help you. Only you can clarify for yourself what you want. You come in front of God and start to pray, "Mighty Lord, I'm praying to you. Mighty Lord, I'm praying to you." And God asks you, "So what are you praying for? What do you want?" And you say, "I don't know." And He says, "How can I help you if you don't know what you want? I have given you some free will to choose what you want." And you say, so even He cannot help you. You have to decide what you want. If you want Maya, He will give you intelligence. But somehow you have lost faith that you can enjoy the material world. You were trying and it didn't work. Then you become a jnani who is disappointed with the material enjoyment, and you want knowledge, you want to get liberation, but this also doesn't satisfy you. Then maybe you try to become a yogi, get some mystic powers, start, be very powerful in manipulating the material world and manipulating people. But this also doesn't make you satisfied. And Vidyapati says, "Mighty Lord, my heart is like a desert, and pleasure that I get from society, friendship, and love is like a drop in the desert, and it cannot satisfy my thirst, and my heart is empty. My heart is yearning for love." So all these things, karma, jnana, yoga, they cannot satisfy us. Bhukti Mukti Siddhikami Sakaliya Shanta Krishna Bhakta Nishkama Ateva Shanta. Bhukta, Mukta, and Siddha, they are all non-peaceful, they are unpeaceful, they are not peaceful. It is also said, Bhukta, one who wants to enjoy the fruits of his activities, also is called Bubukshu. And Mukta, who wants liberation, he is called Mumukshu. So all of them are described as kamis. Kami means one who has kama, who has material desires. And the result of material desires is ashanta. They are not peaceful. Ashanta. And as opposed to this, Krishna Bhakta, Nishkama, he doesn't have desires. That means he doesn't have material desires. Atayava Shanta. He has complete peace. He has complete peace. So we can utilize our free will properly by choosing Krishna consciousness and rejecting offers of Maya for sense gratification, and try to be very determined on this path, try to be convinced, and experience more and more a higher taste. Because when one experiences a higher taste, a higher happiness, a higher pleasure, his faith is growing. And he is convinced, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life and forever. So thank you very much for listening. Do you have any questions or comments? Yes?
There are sometimes, we see in the devotee community, there are people without any problems. They have so much talents. They have so nice life. You see them on Facebook and whatever. And then you think, oh, and I have so much pain. So Krishna is really more interested in helping me than in what about these people? They look everything so easy. They look very advanced and everything. So you get a little strange. What is going on now? Why I have to suffer? Why I don't make any much advancement? For these other people, that seems so easy. They have no problems in life.
But you can also make such pictures.
What?
Present yourself as happy. If this, you think this will make you happy. But these people who present themselves as very happy, they also have struggles. So, but what was your question? I don't understand.
Yeah, it looks maybe I'm thinking maybe they have had they were demigods in their last life.
Yeah.
Therefore, they have so much talents brought to
Yeah.
this world, and so now they are just using this for Krishna.
Maybe you were also a demigod, but maybe you came earlier to Earth. One, like, как скажи видовита?
Seer.
Seer? Or psychic?
You can say psychic, but seer, psychic.
One psychic devotee who is also doing readings for GBCs and worlds. He told me that I came to this planet in Middle Ages. When was this? Like 500 years ago. Middle Ages. Yeah. And so I think many devotees were. I don't think devotees come from hellish planets. I think devotees come from higher planets, because demigods, they want to get purified, and they want to like complete their self-realization. And it's difficult on heavenly planets to be Krishna conscious, because there is so much enjoyment. But here it's not too hellish, and it's not too heavenly. So we have an opportunity to to practice, to suffer and to enjoy a little bit and suffer. And The most difficult thing is actually controlling the senses. You know that you have heard about this, but you know, after 38 years of Krishna consciousness, when I see prashadam, I still get like alarm in my head. And but now Krishna is really putting pressure on me that I cannot eat when I'm not hungry. So you cannot eat at 10 and 2 o'clock. No, because then you get sick. But you have to eat at 10 and then at 5, when everything is digested. So, you know, demigods also have difficulty controlling their senses because they were enjoying up there. Okay, they believe in God and everything, but you know, so here, Earth is tough. It's a Mrityu Loka, you know, the planet of death. And people ask me, "Oh, you're in Germany. How is there?" And I say, "Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadi Dukkha Doshana Darshanam." You know, here is Germany, but there is also birth, old age, disease, and death. Don't worry. Like in your country, here is also, you know, it's not like a promised land. So you can write to this devotee, "Oh, you look so happy on Facebook, but is everything okay?" Then they say, "Oh, you want to hear?" I can tell you, my life is actually almost hell, but I try to chant Hare Krishna happily. So no, nobody has it all. One devotee told me, Mataji, she said, "But how come everybody else is happy except me?" I said, "Well, how, I mean, do you think they're really happy? They have everything sorted out. You know, just because you see them walking or something, going shopping with their family and smiling. You don't see the plates getting thrown at each other at home. Or children screaming that they want to go to school." So, you know, happy life is a dream. Happy life in the material world is just a dream. Because this world is meant for learning that this is not the place to be. And, but we still have a hope. Maybe I will meet my prince or my princess. And then you meet your princess, who was your princess in past life, but you were fighting. And now you continue to fight. First month, there is honeymoon, you really love each other, you enjoy each other, and then you start to fight again. So you have to finish your fight that you didn't finish fight from previous life. You have to finish it now. But how can you finish the fight? Only if you put Krishna in the center. Otherwise you will fight forever in different kinds of bodies. I asked one Prabhuji, "Do your wife insults you?" He said, "Yes," with a smile. I'm joking. He was not smiling. And then I asked him, "So what do you do? How do you react?" And he said, "Well, I wait until she finishes, and then I tell her this is not okay." This devotee is my coach. He can do something I cannot do. He's amazing. I want to meet him again. I met him last year. Somebody who can do this, I just offer my obeisances, and I want him to put his feet on my head, you know, because he can do the impossible thing. Who can do this? Who can do this? Yeah, thank you. Saving Krishna's energy. So it's amazing, and you know how many lifetimes. I mean, when I look at devotees, I think these devotees. I mean, how many lifetimes they are trying to be a devotee, to become a pure devotee? All of us. How many lifetimes? And we always make the same mistakes. We become become puffed up, we start to offend devotees, we eat too much prasadam, I don't know, sometimes we like to merge in Brahman. So always the same mistakes. Always. So how many lifetimes do we need to get serious and understand that for my benefit is to go back to Krishna? It's not for his benefit. He has everything. And he's inviting me, come here and be happy. Here is a better, tourist destination. Vaikuntha tours. So I tell devotees, why don't you preach? Oh, well, I'm not qualified. Well, I heard that already many times. But I'm not telling you to preach because of the benefit of others. I'm telling you to preach because of you, because you will get points. You will get a visa. You will get a ticket. For Vaikuntha, if you preach, because God is saying in Chatasman Manu Shishu Kashim Me Priyapritam, and we just read it here, that one who preaches is most dear to me. So preaching is not for you. It's not for them. It's for you. You have to preach to save yourself, not to save everybody else. You say, I'm not compassionate. You should be compassionate to yourself. That's why you should preach. Not that you have to be compassionate to others. And preaching is express way of making advancement. Express way of making advancement. Okay, last question.
Technical question that just rise up to my mind.
Technical question.
Yeah, according to, I know there's devotional service in different kinds of modes. That Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that there's detachment arising from the mode of passion. So if we practice Krishna consciousness in the mode of passion, I would also developing this detachment and greed.
To what? Yes, you can do that. You can be attached to have a position in ISKCON, in the movement, or any other Gaudiya Math. You can have this. So this is not spiritual. You're attached to a position in a spiritual community. But if you want to take responsibility, become a leader, become a servant leader, that's spiritual. You want to support devotees, you want to lead, you want to guide. That's the service, a tough service. That's not material, but to have a recognition, position, or facilities, that's not spiritual in the spiritual society. So you can serve in the mode of passion. Usually when one serves in the mode of passion, he wants some fame, also maybe some, I don't know, material things, facilities. And pure devotional service is so rare. Okay, so thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada.